local Cleveland reporters say they're not a package deal.
Yeah, what I thought was interesting is the idea that she's taking a lot into Jimmy Haslam's words there, by the way. And maybe that's fair. Maybe that's fine. You can only take people at their word at some point. I just refuse to take Jimmy Haslam at his word at all.
I just think the timing of the word probably neutralized it a little bit. Because I think, like, he said it at the March meetings, and I think he means it. But, guys,
he might.
It doesn't.
At the time.
Yeah, but, like, I'm sure there are statute of limitations on that. And I'm sure that there are things that can happen. I think what you and I have done, which is say, hey, this season doesn't look like it's shaping up to be great. It looks like it actually could shape up to be really disastrous from a win-loss perspective. And they're already coming off a 3-14 season.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I understand. I wouldn't have done it. Vrabel was in the building. And honestly, if Vrabel wasn't in the building, I probably wouldn't have called for Kevin Stefanski to be fired last year. But Vrabel was in the building, and Mike Vrabel is everything Kevin Stefanski is not, and maybe vice versa. Mike is a leader. Mike is a tough ass, and those are the kind of coaches that when it's genuine, because there are a lot of coaches like that are fake, and it annoys the crap out of me.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's genuine, when you are a legitimate guy's guy, a man's man, a leader of men, and you know ball, I think those make really damn good coaches. So if Mike hadn't been here and getting ready to go off to New England, maybe I wouldn't have felt the same way. At the same point, you went 3-14. And last year, you went into the season talking about the playoffs, talking about players on that team saying, we think we can go far and win a championship with this team.
That's the most confusing part about last year, Nick, is how they all really genuinely believed that they were a Super Bowl team.
And then they went 3-14.
It's really hard to go 3-14, even if you're trying to go 3-14. It's incredibly hard to go 3-14 when you're trying and you think you have a great roster built.
And so I can understand to some degree. It wasn't his offense. They made changes. Deshaun no-showed. Jameis Winston turned out to be really good at throwing the ball to the other team. Who could have ever seen that happen? And he's a bit of a weirdo.
Some weird things stand out. You had the second best defense in the NFL 2 years ago. Last year, it was 25th as far as DVOA. You only on the defensive side, Nick, do you realize they only had 4 interceptions all year?
That sounds about right. Yeah.
That's bonkers.
Well, especially it's bonkers because they played out on the field.
Well, even to have Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome, MJ Emerson, all those guys in that secondary and everything, to have 4 interceptions all season?
How many forced fumbles? I don't know why I'm asking you that specific stat on.
How many forced fumbles? I don't have the whole. I have
How
a lot
many
of it memorized
passes
in my head.
do they have?
I have a lot of it memorized in my head.
PBUs? No.
Yeah. You were minus 22 in that in the turnover differential last year. That's another one we have memorized to the old brain.
I think it makes a lot of sense that on June 19th, you would say, well, 3 months ago, Jimmy Haslam, same offseason, no games played. Jimmy Haslam basically gave these guys a pass, and it's not just for 3-14. Because I think this is where carrying it forward, it has to matter. It's not just 3-14. These are the guys that originated the Deshaun Watson contract and trade. Now, because that's what's funny to me. The contract shouldn't bug me. Guys, that's what he was worth to a team in desperate need of trading for a quarterback because they pissed the old one off and he wasn't coming back, or at least in their opinion, he wasn't coming back. To me, it's who germinated the trade and who talked everybody else into the trade. It was Stefanski and it was Barry. And that has been wildly reported at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't just get a pass last year for going 3-14. You got a pass for 2 of the 3 years with Deshaun Watson being an unmitigated disaster, and the trade itself becoming, in 3 years' time, and it's hard to fail this big in this short a time, the worst trade in NFL history.
Yeah, and
that's a lot.
You have to put the proper context on it, too, because calling it anything but the worst trade in NFL history is just not doing it enough justice.
But that's a lot of whiteout.
Yeah.
That's a lot of, hey, that's a mulligan. All right? Like, that's how you golf with me. Like
unlimited mulligans, breakfast balls everywhere.
You got a breakfast ball a hole.
I am that guy.
That's what these guys are getting.
I do like to tell people I play with, just take as many as you want to get out there. I don't really care.
But you secretly judge them?
Not at all. No, I only care about my game on the course.
Okay.
As long as you play fast, I do not care.
I couldn't tell because when Dustin and his wife golf together,
yeah,
I got massive judgment from Dustin for not being any good at golf. And the fact that I'm a hillbilly at a country club, not just because
you did everything right. You played fast. That's all I ever care about.
But so maybe I'm conflating in my head that his judgment was your judgment.
The only time I felt like you thought I was judging you is you had a really nice shot and you put a nice draw on it, and it was maybe like 175 yards or so, and it just a couple yards short of the green. But it was a really nice from behind trees, nice like just a draw that swung out there and came back. And I might have, in complimenting you and saying how nice I thought of a shot it was, I think you might have gotten insulted that I was like, oh wow, you did that. But I was very impressed. It was a really good shot.
I've forgiven you.
But you play fast. That's all we care about.
Everybody knows Nick Wilson is fast. Now, I just think, like, at what point, and I actually think Ken kind of rebutted this with Mary Kay, like, oh, so we can't judge them off wins and losses again?
Ken's point is something I believe for a while, and I like that Ken was adamant about it today, because it's like at some point we do get to judge you off wins, and if not, what is this all for? Why are we so hard to just give these guys a pass and then just bypass the win-loss record?
Especially this year. And this is where we carry it forward. So you got to pass this last year for 3-14.
Let's start where it really started. You got to pass with the Baker shoulder injury.
Yep.
You got to pass for that season.
You got to pass for Baker then going elsewhere and looking better than he ever looked here.
Then you get a pass for the very first season because Deshaun didn't get to play until week 12.
Yep.
Because he was suspended for the first 11 games. Then you get a pass for the next year because Deshaun gets injured.
And because Joe bailed you out.
Exactly right. And then last year, I don't know why you get a pass. That's the confusing one. At least I can justify the other one somewhat. But apparently you get a pass for that too.
So I understand. All right, pass, blood on all of our hands. Okay. I don't understand that going forward this year. And I think that's what I struggle with. Because if you get,
isn't pass just another way to say excuse? Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what we're doing? Pass is saying excuse.
Some iteration of it, yeah.
So if we're gonna do pass, we're gonna do excuse. I just wonder if this upcoming year, and this is where Haslam would be thinking. And I don't trust him at all. But like maybe his logic is you're dealt 2-7 offsuit. You're dealt such a crappy hand as far as the quarterbacks are concerned. We can't possibly expect anything from you. So we're before it even gets started giving you the pass.
So and I think I don't think you should, because not all 3-14 or 6-10, 6-11 seasons look the same. Kevin Stefanski has to keep the locker room in consecutive potential 3-14 seasons. That's really hard.
It's going to be impossible.
I don't believe that Kevin has the same support coming out of last year that he does go into this season. It's human. There's 53 dudes. Actually, right now, there's 90 dudes in that locker room. And a lot of guys who aren't just happy being highly paid to be in the NFL. Guys want to win. Mm-hmm. And unless you are a leader of men, which, again, Kevin is a lot of things. He's not a leader of men. It's not his skill set. It's apparent because Bill Callahan did a lot of the leading in offensive meeting rooms, if you believe the way things were set up here previously. And Jim Schwartz is the defensive head coach for a reason. So to me, yeah, I need Kevin to show me that he can keep this locker room together, whether they're 3-14 or 13-4. And by the way, it'd be 3-14 and then 14-3. Math is hard for me. But same thing with Barry. Yeah, I liked Mason Graham in the pre-draft process. I need Mason to look really good.
Oh, so Barry doesn't get the same excuse, pass, whatever you want to call it, as Stefanski would, right? If you want to, and we don't, but obviously if we think Haslam is saying the quarterback situation stinks, you got no chance to win anyway, here's your pass. Barry gets judged off these first-round picks. Mm-hmm. This is the first draft in a while where Barry's had the full treasure chest to be able to pick and make his selections. And yeah, it's early to judge him off these rookie class, but like you get to judge him off this rookie class and the amount of picks that he got to take and the swings he got to take.
And you need Elijah McGuire. You need guys like that. You need MJ Emerson to have a bounce back year. You need DeJuan Jones to kill it at left tackle. If a Zach Zinter played this year, you do need to see, because this whole season is, hey, we got the veterans back. It's mostly the same team. We just need young guys to step up. As much as I think it's equally on Stefanski and Barry, you will go, if guys play and they don't play well, you are going to go to Andrew Barry and just assume it's him because that's the guy that drafted him. Mm-hmm. So I guess the point is, no, they shouldn't get a pass going forward. If you go 6-28 over from last year to this year, I don't care what the quarterback room was. I don't care that the Deshaun trade didn't work out. 6-28 is unacceptable. You have to actively stink to be that bad. Honestly, even when in 6 games this year, no matter how bad the roster is, how bad the state is still the devil will be in the details. But this idea of just because Jimmy Haslam said 3 months ago, hey, candidly, all of us, my bad, our bad, doesn't mean that should be some sort of halo going forward. The pass has already been given. In the NFL, you only get so many passes, and by the way, those should be tied to wins and losses. Mike Tomlin should get a hell of a lot of leeway for what he's done because of the regular season success. Kevin Stefanski doesn't have that. They got 2 winning seasons, and they got 1 playoff win in going on 6 years. Back-to-back 3-14 seasons, when it's your roster that you put together, says nobody deserves a damn pass from
It's
that.
just not enough. And again, maybe Haslam believed it when he said it back in March, but there'll be no way he'll look at the end of the season and think to himself, a 3-win, 4-win, 5-win season is acceptable.